So now what we'd like to do is we'd like to go ahead and parameterize my simple little widget by creating a simple GUI. Now, I've done enough in Qt that, and I've done enough with Python scripting that it's not too hard for me to go ahead and create one of these. For the average Qubit user, that becomes a little bit more of a barrier. However, with our large language models that are out there, they are really quite good at creating even fairly complex um, Py, PySide 6 user interfaces. So here's the prompt that I gave to mine. I said, okay, create a PySide 6 dialog that runs inside Coreform Cubit. Begin the prompt with hash bang Python. Okay, shebang Python. That tells Qubit that we're going to be running a Python script. I'm telling the LLM the Qubit namespace is already imported. You don't need to go import that. I'm running this inside of Coreform Cubit, not externally where I'm running main. So the name variable is defined as underscore underscore Coreform Cubit underscore underscore. And there is a limitation in the Qubit Python importer where it didn't like the parentheses around imports, just use backslashes as continuations. So that's just, this first paragraph is just a little bit of preface to kind of help the LLM get situated. Then I tell it what I want my dialog to look like. The first row contains a label and a QLine edit. The second row contains a label and a QLine edit. When the OK button is pushed, get the values from those line edits, and then execute the following Qubit commands. So I push that off to my LLM, and I get the code back. Let's go ahead and look at this code. Actually, I mean, we can actually come out. I use Google Gemini because I have an account, Gemini workspace account. Um, Here's what the code is generated. Started with my shebang Python, which is nice. All of my imports are separated by backslashes, which is nice. I create a new custom create brick dialog derived from QDialog. I have a QLine edit and it's got a default size. I've got a couple of set the window title automatically. It added a couple of Q labels. These Q layouts are how Qt defines where things are oriented on the page and how they work together. So everything gets put into a layout. We connect slots. So when the accept button is clicked, we're going to run this accept slot, which goes and gets the text out. It converts those texts to actual float values. You notice that this is in a try except, so that if it can't do this conversion, it will come back and say, hey, there was an error here. And then we try running the Qt commands. Okay, brick X size. We're taking that size, multiplying it by 1.5 times. When you do the Boolean, there's not a problem. We create the cylinder and then subtract volume 2 from volume 1. The one place I have found problems when I've run this various different times is down here at the end. Sometimes it'll go a little bit off the rails and this got generated correctly this time. Create the dialog, execute the dialog. That's really all that is absolutely required. Coming back to Qubit, let's reset and turn on our custom toolbar editor, the My Tool. Let's do this one. Now in this case, I just still created a toolbar button, but I just pasted that code directly right in here. So that is, instead of being in a different file, it's right here. I go ahead and click this toolbar button. You'll notice that like this is sizable and it all kind of expands. That just all kind of hangs together because of the nature of it. Let's say I want to create a hole now with a radius of 3. Okay, I just took my little widget, trivial widget that it is, but I added a GUI that now parameterizes that part. Okay, as the final part here, let's go ahead and take that data. Let's put it directly in the file. Go into our custom toolbar editor. Oops, let's go here first. Now, this time when I did a create, when I added this, not a toolbar, a button, I said, create this as a Python script. So that's the only difference is when I created it, how did I specify it? This one was created as a Python script. Now it has an icon location and a reference to the script itself. Now the behavior is going to be exactly the same. It's still the same parameterized script. It just helps with organization overall, especially if you get scripts with a large set of things, to have those off in the file.